going to clear that, and I'm going to change your polling tool because I want you to give me, wait a sec, until I change the polling tool. I want you to give me a green check if you're willing to read. I would like a brave soul to read some of this information. So give me those green checks if you are willing to read. Here we go. We're going to have 3 readers on this page. One reader is going to read about the first 2 graphs. The second reader is going to read about the frequency table. And my third reader is going to read about the last 2 graphs. Okay? So green checks. Let's start with Katie. Katie, go ahead and read what's in the first rectangle right here.
Bar graph compares data that are countable. Double bar graph compares 2 sets of data that are countable in one graph.
All right, great job, Katie. Yeah, so we look at the bar graph and we compare data that's countable. So usually in a bar graph, the bottom number is not the bottom line. Here it's the horizontal line. Here they use the vertical line. You can go either way. It's usually something that's not a number or countable. It's like a day or a certain book or a certain, favorite color or something like peaches, limes, grapefruit, oranges. So, and then on a single bar graph, it's just on Monday this many, on Tuesday this many. But on a double bar graph, you're comparing 2 sets of the same data that's countable. So they took this fruit tree data one year, that's year 1 would be green, and then they did the same exact count the next year. They would have to do it the same exact way. However they took their data, they would have to do it again the next year, and now they're comparing 2 years to see, okay, maybe based on weather, which year was better for what kind of fruit tree. All right, my next reader is going to be Nathan. Nathan, could you read just this little one over here?
Frequency data keeps track of how many times different events occur. Used to prepare data to create histogram by histogram.
Nathan, thank you so much. Yeah, so this frequency chart actually kind of goes with the histogram down here. First, you have to keep track of your data. And a lot of charts, a lot of graphs are going to have a chart that goes with it. So maybe if our whole class was going to make a bar graph of their favorite color, you would probably want to make some kind of chart that put like where you could make tally marks, and then you could go ask everybody what their favorite color is, because you got to keep track of your data. So every time you're going to make some kind of graph, you need something, usually a chart, to keep track of the data before you can create your graph. All right, I need one more reader to read these 2 types of graphs for me, and I'm going to go with my friend Shelby. Shelby, go ahead and read these 2 for me.
Histogram compares the frequency data of data. Line plot shows how data cluster or group around certain data points.
Thank you so much, Shelby. That was awesome. And yeah, so here, oh, now we know what it is. Remember this one back here? I was like, is this a picture graph or a line graph? So this one we now know is actually a line plot. A line plot. So that's a line plot where you're plotting how many data cluster on a group. So this is the same number of books, number of people. Great job. Okay, keep those green checks up. Let's see if any brave souls are willing to put up a green check that didn't have a green check before. Go ahead and give me a green check if you're willing to read, and a red X if you'd rather not. I want to see some people who maybe haven't talked today. Ooh, how about Darian? Thank you for being brave enough to switch yours over to a green check. I'm going to put a little rectangle. Darian, could you read about line graphs and Venn diagrams for us? Looks like maybe Darian's microphone is not working so great. Anybody else? So David, Desiree, Dustin, Elisha, Caitlin, Abigail, Avery, and Bradley, and Livia. I don't have any kind of mark for you. Oh, Darian's got his ready to go. Okay, Darian, I'll stop talking and you start reading.